In case you came across this kind of a question, let's take a look at what we have on the whiteboard quickly. If 120 cm cube of distilled water is added to 180 cm cube of 0.5 mole per dm cube sodium hydroxide solution, the new concentration is what? I told you guys earlier that irrespective of the kind of question you come across, you should be able to tell the topic at which that question falls under. This kind of a question fall under water. And what is the formula we are going to use? The formula we are going to use is C1 V1 equal C2 V2. So this is dilution law. And according to that dilution law, when there is decrease in the concentration of a solute in a solution, usually water or usually a solvent is added to it. Are you with me now? I repeat, it states that the decrease in the concentration of a solute in a solution usually is added by a solvent, and that solvent is water. So let's take a quickly look at what you have on the board. The C1 is a concentration, the V1 is the initial volume, C2 final concentration, and V2 the final volume. Now, the first thing you need to know is if you come across this kind of equation, you don't have to panic because the time you are given is short. Just go straight to the point. Now, you said your C1 is this. We have 0.5 mole per dm cube. Your V1 is the first volume. If you look at the question, be careful. If 120 cm cube of distilled water is added to, the 120 does not show that the 120 is the initial volume, rather is the final volume. The initial volume is this because this 120 is added to that. So we said we have 180 cm cube. They said volume of water added is given to be 120 cm cube. This is the water added. Now, for you to have your V2, said the initial volume, which is 180 plus 120, which is the volume of water added, and that will give us 300 cm cube. This represents our V2. Now, C2 is what we are solving for. So in that case, if we are to make C2 the subject of formula, we said C1 V1 C2 V2 according to dilution law. So that will give us V2 this cancel this, and said C2 was our C1 0.5 mole per dm cube multiplied by our V1 is what? This 180 cm cube over 300 cm cube, which is our V2. The cm cube will cancel the what? Cm cube. Now, said 0.5, come closer, so times 180. We have C2 is equal to 90 mole per dm cube divided by 300, and that will give us what, guys? 0.5 times 180 divided by 300. We have 0.3 mole per dm cube. Now, you can see how short it is because you don't have time to start writing a log note, to start stating the rules. Rather, you just focus more on the formula you are going to use. So this kind of equation, The formula we are going to employ is dilution law. So let's take a look at the four options. Option A, we have 0.4 mole per dm cube. No. Option B is the correct answer, because if you look at what we have solved on the board, our final answer is 0.3 mole per dm cube. If you are just coming across this video, do well to follow us on our TikTok page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment box. Thanks.